How far will EJ? Secrets, sacrifices, and shadows loom over Salem on June 23rd, Monday. June 23rd. Days of Our Lives brings us an episode brimming with emotional tension, family bonds, and the kind of secrets that could tear even the strongest connections apart. At the center of it all is E.J. DiMera, a man whose love for his son may push him to dangerous lengths, and a woman named Kat, whose past is about to catch up with her in the most unexpected of ways. A father's burden. E.J.'s dangerous devotion to Johnny the DiMera family has never been known for peace and quiet, and this time, the storm centers around E.J. DiMera and his son, Johnny. For weeks, viewers have watched a chilling mystery unfold. Johnny pulled a gun on his own father. And while the question of whether Johnny actually pulled the trigger still lingers, this is Salem, after all, where twists hide behind every corner. One thing is clear, E.J. knows. And he's decided to protect his son no matter what it costs. This Monday, E.J. reaffirms that promise. In a quiet, tense exchange, father and son confront the horrifying truth of what happened. Rather than rage, E.J. offers protection. He pledges not to say a word. He chooses silence over scandal. But keeping the promise is about to become more complicated than either of them imagined. Too many eyes, too many ears. E.J. and Johnny aren't the only ones with knowledge of that fateful moment. A silent witness, Rachel, saw the gun. She told her mother, Kristen, who wasted no time passing the information to Brady Black, Eric Martsolf. Brady, in turn, confronted E.J. Now, E.J. must worry about more than just Johnny's conscience. He must deal with a growing circle of people who could blow the lid off this fragile secret. Spoilers for June 23rd suggest E.J. will take drastic steps to ensure that never happens. One of those steps involves Rita Leslie, a mysterious figure from E.J.'s past whom he contacts with a very specific request to hand over a memory card. This memory card is said to hold crucial evidence, possibly footage of the confrontation, or worse, proof of Johnny's guilt. And what does E.J. plan to do with it? Destroy it, of course. E.J. knows that if this memory card falls into the wrong hands, his son's future could be ruined. In his mind, erasing the evidence isn't a crime. It's an act of fatherly love. But how far is too far when you're protecting your child? A family torn between grief and healing while the DiMeras deal with dark secrets. Another Salem family seeks comfort in remembrance. Jack Devereaux and Jennifer Horton, Matthew Ashford and Melissa Reeves, are back in town, spending much-needed time with their grandchildren, Thomas and Charlotte. Still grieving the loss of their beloved daughter Abigail, Jack and Jennifer find solace in the innocent joy of family game night with the kids. There's laughter, there are memories shared, and for a moment the pain of Abigail's absence eases just a little. But this reunion also carries another undertone, a quiet, unresolved hurt. The memory of Kat, the woman who once tried to impersonate Abigail and deceive the Devereaux into believing their daughter was alive, still casts a shadow. Jennifer and Jack may be smiling for their grandchildren, but the hurt Kat caused hasn't disappeared. And it turns out Kat isn't finished stirring up trouble just yet. Kat's hidden past, and Shane Donovan's hold over her viewers with sharp eyes noticed a brief, tense moment during John Black's funeral. Among the mourners, Kat exchanged a loaded glance with Shane Donovan, Charles Shaughnessy, the longtime ISA director with secrets of his own. This wasn't a casual look. It was a look that said, "You owe me," or maybe "I own you." And now, in Monday's episode, that silent message becomes clear. Shane has leverage over Kat. We don't yet know the full story, but it's evident that Kat's history with the ISA is more than just passing. Whether she was once involved in espionage, or simply caught up in something she couldn't walk away from, one thing is certain, Shane isn't done with her. This week, Shane delivers an order. What kind of mission he has in mind is still under wraps, but the pressure on Kat will be immense. She's cornered, out of options, and expected to comply. Worse yet, she can't tell anyone, not even Chad DiMera, who's been trying to understand her more and more in recent weeks. The weight of her secrets threatens to crush whatever fragile connections she's managed to build. A battle for DiMera power, will Tony step in? Meanwhile, another power struggle brews within the DiMera empire. Kristen wants control. EJ says he already has it. But Tony DiMera Theopenglis has been watching from the sidelines, and now he may be ready to make his move. Tony knows that behind EJ's polished exterior lies chaos. Between protecting Johnny, manipulating Rita, and juggling Brady and Kristen's threats, EJ may be stretching himself too thin. Spoilers hint that Tony could re-enter the business fray, stepping into the spotlight to remind everyone that leadership requires more than ruthless tactics. It requires vision and balance. Could Tony be the one to restore order to the DiMera legacy? Redemption, reckoning, and the road ahead. Monday's Days of Our Lives episode promises a rich tapestry of emotion and intrigue. From EJ's desperate attempt to shield his son, to Shane pulling Kat back into the shadows of her past, to Jack and Jennifer finding peace in the company of their grandchildren, it's a powerful reminder that in Salem, everyone carries a burden. But even as secrets unravel and alliances shift, there's always the hope of redemption. EJ wants to protect Johnny not just out of loyalty, but out of love. Kat may have made mistakes, but perhaps there's still time for her to find her way back to the light. And Tony, stepping forward to claim a role of responsibility, might just be the steady hand Salem needs. One thing is for sure, Salem isn't ready for the storm that's coming. So brew your tea, settle into your favorite chair, and don't miss a moment. June 23rd is shaping up to be one of the most emotionally charged and unforgettable days in Days of Our Lives history. Next, the week of June 23rd to 27th, 2025. In Salem promises a whirlwind of emotions, blending the warmth of a wedding with the sting of betrayal, the shock of a violent attack, and the heartbreak of a custody battle. From a joyous ceremony to a young girl's dangerous secret, this week's episodes weave a tapestry of drama that keeps us glued to our screens. Let's dive into the stories of love, mystery, and vengeance that unfold, written in a clear, heartfelt tone for those who cherish Salem's timeless tales. A wedding brings light to Salem. The week begins on a high note with a moment of pure joy. The wedding of Paul Nerita and Andrew Donovan. For longtime fans, this union is a beacon of hope in Salem's often stormy landscape. Paul, with his quiet strength, and Andrew, with his steadfast heart, have weathered their share of trials to reach this day. The ceremony is a celebration of love, filled with laughter, tears, and the glow of family and friends. For those of us who've attended weddings over the years, this scene will stir memories of our own cherished moments. Vows exchanged, toasts raised, and the promise of a shared future. The couple's happiness is a reminder that even in Salem, where secrets lurk around every corner, love can triumph. Yet, as with all things in Days of Our Lives, this joy is fleeting, a brief respite before the drama unfolds. The wedding sets the stage for a week of ups and downs where celebration gives way to suspicion and conflict. A child's confession sparks a mystery. The heart of the week's drama lies in a detective storyline that threatens to tear the DiMera family apart. Rachel Black, a young girl with a knack for stirring trouble, drops a bombshell during a conversation with her grandmother, Marlena Evans, played by the iconic Deidre Hall. In a hushed, trembling voice, Rachel confesses that she knows who shot her uncle, EJ DiMera. The revelation sends shockwaves through Salem as EJ's attempted murder has been a lingering mystery, a wound that refuses to heal. Rachel's accusation points directly at Johnny DiMera, EJ's own son. Her harsh criticism of Johnny ignites a firestorm of suspicion, and soon Marlena and Roman Brady are questioning him. Johnny, portrayed with raw emotion, swears he didn't pull the trigger, his voice cracking with desperation. For those of us who've seen families fractured by mistrust, this moment is heart-wrenching. We've known the pain of doubt creeping into relationships, the fear of being misjudged by those we love. Despite Johnny's pleas, the evidence against him mounts. Jada Hunter, a determined detective, has no choice but to arrest him for the attempted murder of his father. As Johnny is led to the Salem Police Department, more damning clues come to light, tightening the noose around his neck. The camera captures his anguish, his eyes searching for someone to believe him. For viewers, this storyline echoes the classic Salem mysteries we've loved for decades, where truth is elusive and loyalty is tested. Is Johnny innocent, or is he hiding a dark secret? The question lingers, keeping us on edge. A violent attack raises questions elsewhere in Salem. A shocking act of violence adds to the week's tension. Rafe Hernandez, the town's resolute police commissioner, played by Galen Gehring, suddenly attacks Kat Green, a newcomer portrayed by Annalyn McCord. The assault is swift and unexpected, leaving viewers stunned. Rafe, known for his commitment to justice, seems an unlikely aggressor, but his actions suggest a deeper story. Moments later, he's on the phone, reporting the incident with a strained voice, as if grappling with what he's done. What drove Rafe to this extreme? Is Kat hiding a secret that provoked him, or has Rafe crossed a line that will haunt him? For those of us who've witnessed sudden conflicts in our own lives, this moment is a reminder that even the most steadfast among us can falter. The mystery of Rafe's attack deepens the week's drama, hinting at revelations yet to come. A brother's loyalty and nightmares. Meanwhile, Philip Kiriakis, played by Jean-Paul Lavoisier, is wrestling with his own demons. Haunted by nightmares of his brother Xander Kiriakis beating him senseless, Philip's fear is palpable. The vivid dreams stem from a real betrayal, Philip's attempt to cheat Xander out of the Kiriakis' fortune, followed by Xander's violent retaliation. Yet, despite the pain, Philip honors a deal with Xander, choosing to cover up his brother's crimes. This decision weighs heavily, a testament to the complex bonds of family. For those of us who've navigated sibling rivalries or made tough choices for loved ones, Philip's struggle is relatable. His loyalty to Xander, even after betrayal, speaks to the hope of reconciliation. But not everyone shares his forgiveness. Kate Roberts Brady, portrayed by the indomitable Lauren Koslow, is determined to make Xander pay. With her signature resolve, Kate assures Roman that justice will be served, her words laced with a mother's protective fury. Kate's quest adds another layer of conflict, promising a showdown that will ripple through Salem. A custody battle turns ominous. At the heart of the week's drama is a fierce custody battle over little Victoria Kiriakis, caught between her parents, Xander and Sarah Horton Kiriakis. Played with intensity by Paul Telfer and Lindsay Godfrey, Xander and Sarah face off in a confrontation that crackles with emotion. In a gripping scene from the weekly promo, Xander's voice trembles with determination as he warns Sarah, "You're crazy if you think I'm going to let you cut me out of her life." Sarah, ever the protective mother, demands to know what he means. Xander's response is chilling, an ominous hint, "Let's hope you don't have to find out." For those of us who've faced family disputes, this moment is visceral. We've known the fear of losing someone we love, the dread of a threat that feels too big to fight. Xander's words carry a weight of menace, suggesting he'll stop at nothing to keep Victoria. Sarah, determined to shield her daughter from Xander's volatile past, stands her ground, but the stakes are high. The preview hints at bad news on the horizon, leaving viewers to wonder if Sarah can protect her child or if Xander's resolve will prevail. A cry for help and a town in turmoil amid the chaos. Sophia Choi, played by Rachel Boyd, seeks assistance from Melinda Trask, portrayed by Tina Huang. Sophia's plea suggests new alliances forming in Salem, perhaps tied to the week's larger conflicts. Her storyline, though quieter, adds depth to the narrative, reminding us that every resident of Salem is touched by its drama. For viewers over 65 who've supported friends or family through tough times, Sophia's search for help is a familiar echo of life's challenges. Why this week resonates. The week of June 23rd to 27th in Days of Our Lives is a masterclass in storytelling, blending joy, suspense, and heartbreak. For those of us who've lived long enough to know life's highs and lows, these stories strike a chord. The wedding of Paul and Andrew reminds us of love's enduring power, while Johnny's arrest and Sarah's custody battle mirror the pain of family conflicts we've faced. Rafe's attack and Philip's nightmares reflect the complexity of human nature, where even the best of us can falter. Salem's drama may be heightened, but its emotions are universal. We've all celebrated love, mourned betrayals, and fought for what matters most. Days of Our Lives invites us to feel these moments alongside its characters, to cheer for Paul and Andrew, to ache for Sarah, and to question Johnny's fate. As we tune in, we're reminded of the power of storytelling to connect us to the human experience. So settle in with a warm drink, ready to be swept away by Salem's latest chapter, a week of ups and downs that will linger in our hearts.